On June 23rd, 2000, that was the day I asked Jesus in my life. I was at a deaf Christian church, and I recalled the pastor inviting us to the altar. When I knelt down to confess all my sins and asked God to forgive me, I will never forget how the Spirit of the Lord came upon me and all my burdens were lifted. Ever since that day, I've been following Christ. I'm now content in Him and rely on His love, peace, and the joy is in me now is through Christ Jesus. I have a prayer life, encouraging others to follow Christ with me and allowing His word to guide me in all His ways. When I visited Chapel of Change for the first time, the Lord spoke to my heart and told me to look at the small group of deaf people sitting in the pews watching the service through a sign language interpreter. He clearly said that they needed someone to disciple them, to lead them closer to Christ. Of course, I asked the Lord for confirmation, and all were confirmed. My pastor at the time blessed me out with a beautiful celebration and started a deaf ministry we did at Chapel of Change. We even named the deaf ministry Signs of Change, and the acronym is SOC. God has called me to teach, mentor, and disciple the deaf. I'm currently teaching deaf Bible studies on Thursdays, teaching deaf discipleship class on Sunday mornings prior to worship service, and coordinating the interpreting schedule for Chapel of Change's events. I also lead the deaf people into worship. During the week, I mentor the deaf women. We also have a deaf women's and deaf men's ministry once a month. I meet with the Signs of Change core team also once a month. I did not know Chapel of Change was within the Free Methodist Church until I joined the membership class. That's when I learned about Methodism. I started and grew up in the Assemblies of God denomination until God called me to Chapel of Change. I took courses and studied the history and beliefs of the Free Methodist Church, and it is all biblical. And I like how the word free actually means anti-slavery. And Methodist is our way or our method of worshiping and preaching the gospel.